Hello everyone, good evening to all. And today in this lecture we will continue with that priority, right? So already we have done priority with non-preemption, right? So we'll take the example for the priority with preemption. Okay, so here we'll do the priority and criteria we can say we'll check for the priority, and mode we can say here it is primitive. Okay, so mod is primitive here. Let's take the example and continue. So here in this example it is given the process id, its arrival time, its burst time, then its priority. Okay, so further we'll find out the completion time, we'll find out the turnaround time, waiting time, and also we can find out a response time. Okay, so here arrival time is given as it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let me take 6 also. Okay, 6, right? And brush time is given as it is 4, 2, 3, 4 to 3, then it is 5, 1, 4, and 6. 5, 1, 4, and 6. And another thing, priority is given as it is 2, 4, 6, 10, 8, 12, and 9. 12 and 9. And process id is given as this p1, p2, p3, p4, p5, p6, and p7. Okay, so here it is process id given. Now we need to make the Gantt chart. So we'll prepare Gantt chart now. So here it is time 0. At a time 0 any process is available? Yes, this process is available. Okay, at time 0 process p1 is available. So we'll execute p1 for how long? So we'll execute p1 for the one time, so remaining time is 3. So 0 plus 1 is it is a 1, and we are executing p1. Why for one time? Because in 0 arrival time 0, if we add 1 it become 1, right? So नेक्स्ट अराइवल टाइम तक क्या करेंगे, इसको एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे. तो एक ऐड करेंगे तो नेक्स्ट अराइवल टाइम आ जाएगा, राइट? सो यहाँ पे क्या हो गया, अब these two process are available, p1 and p2, right? So out of these two process, which one having the highest priority? So we'll check for the priority. So out of these two, which one having higher priority? So here it is mentioned that this smaller number having lowest priority and higher number having highest priority. Priority may be reverse also, that highest number having the smaller priority, or lowest priority, and smaller having highest priority, right? That may be the case, but in this example this is the case that smaller having lowest priority, higher number having highest priority. Okay, so this number having this process p2 having more priority. So we'll execute p2 for how long? One time. So here remaining time is 1. So 1 plus 1 it is 2. So till the time 2, this process P2 is there, and till the time 2 these processes are available, right? So we can say P3 is also available. Now out of remaining process, which one having the higher priority? So out of these process, this one having higher priority out of these three. So we'll execute P3. So we'll execute P3 for how long? We'll execute P3 for again one time. So here remaining time is 2. So अगर दो में ऐड करेंगे 1 तो क्या हो जाएगा 3. इसका मतलब नेक्स्ट अराइवल टाइम तक हमने उसको चला दिया, राइट? सो now these process are available, so P4 also include. So P4 also include means this is the priority for P4. Now out of these, which one to execute? Yes, tell me, out of these process, which one to execute? Yes, so we'll execute P4. Why? Because its priority is 10, and 10 having the largest priority. Okay, so we'll execute this P4. Now we'll execute P4 for how long? One time. So 4 remaining time is 4. So we'll execute. Okay, ये 3 हो गया. Now P4 for one time. 3 plus 1 is 4. So now this process is also available, means P5 also available. Now out of these process, which one having the highest priority? So this is also include again this P4 having the highest priority out of all these, right? Out of all these, P this one having highest priority. So we'll execute again this P4 for again one time. So remaining time is 3. So P4 for one time. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So now this process also available, means P6 also available, right? So out of these process, which one having the highest priority? So here now this P6 having the highest priority, right? So P6 having the highest priority. We'll execute P6 for one more time. So we'll execute for one time, means remaining time is 3. So 5 plus 1 is 6. So we'll execute P6, and here time is 6. Okay, so till the time 6 all the process are available, all these process are available now. Okay, so till this time we were applying the primitive case, right? Now it will behave like non-primitive. Once all the process has arrived to the ready state, now it will behave like non-primitive. Why? Because now all the process are available. Which one having the highest priority? This one having highest priority. So next time also this one having the highest priority, next time also this one having the highest priority. That's why we'll execute complete this one, right? So we'll execute this one for 3 times. So 6 plus 3 is 9, and in the time 9 this process P6 is being complete. So P6 is complete in the time 9. Okay, next, which one having the highest priority? So we have executed this one, and remaining are these. Out of these, which one having highest priority? This one. So we'll execute this process for how long? For again 3 times. So we'll execute this one for 3 times. So it is process is P4 for 3 times. 9 plus 3 is, it is 12. Okay, so this one also over. Out of remaining, which one having the highest priority? This one. So I'll execute this one execute for 6 times. So 12 plus 6 is 18, and process is P7. Okay, so this process is P7. Now out of remaining, which one having the highest priority? This one. So we'll execute this one, means P5. P for 5 for how long? One time. So here it is P5 for one time. One time means 18 plus 1 is 19. Okay, now which one to execute? We'll execute this one. Okay, so this one is 2 time and process is P3. So we'll execute P3 for 2 times 19 plus 2 is 21. Now which one to execute? Out of these remaining two, this one having the highest priority, we will execute this one. So we'll execute P2. P2 for one time. So execute P2. P2 for one time means 21 plus 1 is 22. Okay, now we'll execute which one? We'll execute this one. And we'll execute this one for how long? 3 times. So we'll execute P1. P1 for 3 times. 3 times means it is a 22 plus 4 is 20. Okay, 3 times execute करेंगे ना, we'll execute for 3 times, so it become 25. Okay, so it is 25 and everything is over now. So we have prepared the Gantt chart. Okay, so we have prepared Gantt chart. So till this part it is clear or not? Yes, till this part it is clear or not? Okay, clear, clear. Okay, fine. So now we'll see the completion time. So completion time for P1 completion time is this one, 25. Now completion time for P2, it is 22. Completion time for P3, that is 21. Completion time for P4 it is 12. Completion time for P5, it is 19. Completion time for P6 it is 9. Completion time for P7, 18. Okay, completion time for P7 is 18. So now it is over. Now we'll see the turnaround time. So what is the turnaround time? Completion time minus arrival time. Okay, so it become turnaround time. So 25 minus 0, it is 25. 22 minus 1, it is 21. 21 minus 2, it is 19. 12 minus 3, it is 9. 19 minus 4, 19 minus 4, it become 15. Yes, 19 minus 4 is 15. Okay, then 9 minus 5, it is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4, and then 18 minus 6, it is 12. Okay, this is what the turnaround time. Now we'll look for the waiting time. So what is waiting time? It is turnaround time minus burst time. So we'll subtract this one. So turnaround time is 25. 25 minus burst time is 4. 25 minus 4 is 21. Next is 21 minus 2. 21 minus 2 is 19. Next is 19 minus 3. 19 minus 3 is 19 minus 3, we can say it is 16. Then 9 minus 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. Then 15. 15 minus 1. 15 minus 1 is 14. And then 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. It is waiting for 0 time, means it is not waiting. Next it is 12 minus 6. It is 6. This one is 0. Okay, 12 minus 6 is 6. Now you can check for the response time also. So what should be the response time? Let's see the response time for P1. So first response here, right, minus its arrival time. Arrival time is 0. So 0 minus 0, 0. Next for P2, first response at this place 1, right, 1 minus its arrival time. The 1 minus 1 is again 0. So again immediate response. Okay, for P3, P3 it is arrival time is 2, and 2 minus its arrival time, first response minus arrival time, yes, 2 minus 2 is again 0. Next for P4, first response at this place, so 3 minus its arrival time, 3 minus 3 is again 0. For P5, so for P5 first response at this place 18, 18 minus its arrival time, 18 minus 4, 18 minus 4 is 14. Next P6, P6 getting the first response at this place, this one P6 minus its arrival time, so 5 minus 5 is 0. Next P7, P7 first time getting response at this place. Okay, so it is 12 minus its arrival time, so 12 minus 6 is 6. So this is what the response time. So everything we have find out. Now the three things are remaining, that is the average turnaround time. Okay, it is average turnaround time, again it is average waiting time, and average it is response time. Okay, so now you can find out this one, average turnaround time, waiting time, and response time. How? By adding these. You firstly add all these, right, add all these and divide by which one, divide by 7. Total number of processes are 7, so divide by 7. Again for average waiting time, add all these and divide by 7. For response time also add all these and divide by 7. You will get the average response time, turnaround time, and waiting time. So is it clear to all? Clear? Okay. Okay, fine. So we have done the priority with the non-primitive and priority with primitive case also, right? So both we have done, and so with the priority, that is what end of the CPU scheduling. So we have done that all the major algorithms that comes in the exam, right? And we can see some of the points related to the shortest job first. Okay, already we have done the shortest job first, but some theoretical points we can see. Now let's see the shortest job first. Okay, if it is shortest job first, what is the disadvantage? Sorry, what is the advantage for this one and what is the disadvantage for this one? So for this one, what can be the advantage? For advantage, we can say here maximum throughput. Maximum throughput, because once a small process are coming and we are giving priority to the smaller process firstly, so here number of process completed per unit time that will be more, so we can say here it is a maximum throughput is giving, right? So it is giving the maximum throughput. Another thing another thing, it is a minimum waiting time and a टर्न अराउंड टाइम। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या रहेगा, देर विल बी द मिनिमम वेटिंग टाइम एंड टर्न अराउंड टाइम। so waiting time and turn around time, that will be minimum. So these are the two major advantage of the shortest job first. Can you tell me the disadvantage of shortest job first? What can be the disadvantage of shortest job first? Okay, let me tell you. So major disadvantage for shortest job first is, but there may be starvation. Hmm. So there may be starvation in the this shortest job first for the longer job. ठीक है, largest job के लिए क्या हो सकता है, there may be the starvation. It may be that that process is waiting for the long time, or it may be the uh, nearby infinite times, you can say. Okay, so if a process is waiting for the long time, there may be the starvation. Why? Because here shortest job is getting the chance, longer job will not get the chance, right? So उस केस में क्या हो सकता है, there may be the possibility of starvation. Another thing, directly it is not implementable, right? So another thing we can say, this shortest job first is not directly implementable, because shortest job first means that in advance we don't know what will be the burst time for that process, right? So in advance we don't know the burst time of the process. Okay, so we'll have to do some predictions here. ठीक है, तो स्टार्टिंग में हमें नहीं पता होता है कि किसी प्रोसेस का एक्चुअल में उसका ब्रेस्ट टाइम कितना रहेगा, तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, दिस इज इम्प्लीमेंटेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ सम प्रेडिक्शंस, right? So what kind of predictions may be there? So predictions we can say that can be the static in nature or dynamic, right? That can be static or dynamic. So static means you can predict like a process size. Process size means once you know the uh, process size that has already executed, right? So on the behalf of that one, you can tell that that process took the that much time, right? So this process should take that much time. ओके, तो प्रोसेस के साइज के अकॉर्डिंग क्या किया जा सकता है, ये डिसाइड किया जा सकता है कि इसी साइज की कोई प्रोसेस थी, उसने इतना टाइम लिया था, तो यहाँ पे भी ये अप्रोक्सीमेटली इतना टाइम लेगी। ओके, सो ये वाला केस पॉसिबल हो सकता है। अनदर थिंग, प्रोसेस टाइप, इट कैन डिपेंड ऑन प्रोसेस टाइप ऑल्सो। सो प्रोसेस टाइप की बात करें तो प्रोसेस दैट कैन बी ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप्स, दैट कैन बी द इंटरेक्टिव प्रोसेस। इंटरेक्टिव टाइप की प्रोसेस हो सकती है, दैट मे बी द फोरग्राउंड प्रोसेस, जो फ्रंट में चलेगी। That may be the foreground, that may be the background process. hmm? That may be the background processing, or that process is related to the operating system, right? So process can be of different type, that can be interactive type, that can be foreground type, that can be background type, that can be operating system type. So on the behalf of process type also you can predict, ठीक है। तो प्रोसेस के टाइप्स के अकॉर्डिंग भी क्या किया जा सकता है, कुछ प्रेडिक्शंस किए जा सकते हैं। Another thing, if we talk about dynamic type predictions, so here they use the simple aging concept. Simple aging concept. Another thing, that exponent aging concept. Okay, so these are just a theoretical point. You just need to uh, remember, or you can say this portion is not that much important. These two things are much important for the exam point of view. It is theoretical points I just told you. ओके, सो ये वाले ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं कह सकते, बट ये पोर्शन क्या है, दिस पोर्शन इज इम्पोर्टेंट, दिस वन एंड दिस वन। सो इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल? यस, यस, इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल? एम आई ऑडिबल? ओके, okay, fine. So now let's see the next story. So here there is a question given, and this question is GATE 2015 question, and this is what the homework for you. So in this question it is given that arrival time, burst time, process ID. So arrival time is given as 0, 1, 4, 6, 0, 1, 4 and 6, and burst time is given as 3, 6, 4 and 2, 3, 6, 4 and 2, and process ID we can say P1, P2, P3 and P4. These are the process. Now find out the lowest find lowest average टर्न अराउंड टाइम। ठीक है, तो इसमें से किसका लोवेस्ट एवरेज टर्न अराउंड रहेगा? ऑप्शंस दे रखे हैं। सो इट इज फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व, ऑप्शन बी इज shortest job first, and option C, it is SRTF, shortest remaining time first, you can say, or you can say SJRTF, shortest job remaining time first. And D is, it is a round robin with the time quantum equal to 2, right? Time quantum equal to 2. So this is the question given. So in this one you will have to check for first come first serve, SJF, then SRTF, then round robin, and finally you will tell the average turnaround time, which one having the smallest or lowest average turnaround time. Okay, so this is the homework for you. So you try for this homework at home. Okay, so next thing we'll discuss about the, okay, so till this part we have completed CPU scheduling. So CPU scheduling is over till this part. So do you have any doubt in CPU scheduling? Because in the next session we will discuss about the threads, because time is going to expire after 2 minutes. So now you can tell me that is there any doubt?